How's it going, guys and geeks? Welcome back to the Geek Critique Show. I'm Jen.
I'm Dakota.
And we are doing our weekly vlog in the snow.
Yes, it is snowing in New York. We're going to a place called Nuclear Lake.
Yippee!
This is Luna's first time ever seeing snow. Where are you, Luna? She's probably she's sleeping. She knows that when she's in the car, it's like sleeping time.
Yeah. She's like, we'll go somewhere fun soon.
It's quite fun.
So we're using the 360 camera because we didn't want our actual camera to get jacked up in the snow, but the lenses are a bit scuffed, so we apologize for that.
Lens covers, so it's not the actual camera itself. So
yeah, we just don't have new ones yet.
Yeah, we need to get new lens covers in. So we're talking about the best superhero movies of 2017. We asked you guys in a poll, a Geekly Poll that we did on. We do them every Sunday. You can go to our community tab and vote in on our Geekly Polls there and leave your comments so that we can use them in our Geekly vlogs. Before we begin, I want to send a quick shout out to some of our patrons out there because you guys are the ones who make all of this possible, all of this feasible. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. We have 3 new patrons this week: Richard Poole, Stephen Bauman, and Dennis S. Thank you so very much. And guys, again, we're capable of doing these vlogs, these Geekly vlogs, every week because your continued support. So thank you so much. And an alarming amount of you voted in this week.
Yeah, so this is really exciting. We're so thrilled that this conversation just keeps building and building, and it's awesome. So we're going to try to read as many comments as we can.
Yes.
So I'll start off by reading our options.
Sure, and one thing to note, we didn't put Logan on the list because YouTube community tab only allows you to do 5 options. So since that was the only rated R version or movie that we had this year, superhero movie anyway, we decided that this was going to be PG-13 films.
Yeah, and I'm actually really surprised by the results that we got.
Extremely.
Yeah, so the topic is, what was your favorite superhero film of 2017?
1,100 of you voted in.
Which is crazy. And so I'll read the options. 10% of you chose Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Which is kind of low.
Yeah.
Because people love that movie.
Yeah, we just watched it again last night and it was fantastic. I loved it. 11% of you chose Wonder Woman, which that's the one, when we first put out the poll, I said, well, obviously everyone's going to choose Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that was kind of the breakout film of the year.
Yeah. But no, only 11% of you. 26% of you said Spider-Man Homecoming. 50% of you said Thor Ragnarok.
50%!
50%.
That is the highest poll result, I think, on any poll that we've ever done.
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. And Justice League, 3%. So.
Which is absolutely the saddest thing I've ever seen on any of our Geekly polls. I mean, Justice League, a film with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, getting less than Thor Ragnarok, a Thor movie. Yeah.
So times are changing.
Times are a-changin'. Now,
and yeah, so we'll read some of your comments.
Yeah. What do we got, Jen?
Joe Sheep, you say, where's the all of the above option? It should be where Justice League is.
Oh, that's A, ruthless, and B, kind of true. Like, it was such a good year for superhero films in general.
Yeah,
Did I miss my turn?
No, it's up further.
It's up further? Okay.
Yeah. So, Mass0531, you say Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm glad Spidey was done justice. I just need a cameo by Toby and that would be perfect. Oh wow, actually that would be a lot of fun.
You know Toby would love to do that too, because he's like one of the biggest proponents of the Spider-Man franchise in and of itself, just because he loves the character so much, and whenever he talks about it, it's like with such reverence. So I would love that. As
long as it's not Toby with his hair like all crazy in his face and him dancing, I'll be very, very happy.
You know what would also be great would be like a scene with Toby and Andrew Garfield.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of like at a cafe.
Yeah, like arguing.
With Stan Lee.
Oh, that would, okay. You just wrote it.
With Stan Lee.
Marvel, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
Spider-Man sequel. Make this happen.
Alright, Wallace West. You say Thor Ragnarok because it was extremely entertaining and it felt like something from a comic book, which is why I see these movies. Followed closely by Guardians for the same reason.
Okay, and this is something that I want to make, like, mention. Yeah, no, I see it. Salt truck. Thank you for salting our roads.
Yes.
Anyway,
And your left is coming up there.
Alright, so I will slow down because this is a hill. So, Thor Ragnarok was probably the closest we'll ever get to what reading a Thor comic book is like, because those books are so trippy, those books are so mythological, and like mixing those two together with comedy, it was just a joy to watch.
That was a huge undertaking for them to be able to pull it off.
I know.
I'm just really surprised because I really liked Thor, but to me Wonder Woman was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I did like Thor, but I didn't think it was a perfect film. So seeing that you guys all think it's a perfect film tells me I'm probably wrong. Alright,
so we're getting to our destination now. And just so you guys are clear, we did give you guys the option to choose Logan. So right here, I'll just put all the comments that people said Logan to.
Wait, I don't know what this dude's doing. Is he gonna pave this out, or?
Not entirely sure.
I think he's turning around.
Yeah, I think so too. Luna! Do you like this?
Yeah,
are you having fun?
Get it. Oh, be careful.
She's trapped.
Hold on, you get your leash tangled. Good girl.
She's not very good at the leash. That leash life.
Oh. Okay, go.
Alright, so before our hands freeze off,
Yeah.
let's read some of your comments. If Luna will allow us. I like your name. Foxes are gods. I voted for this since Avengers Infinity War trailer isn't an option. A lot of people kind of are just like kind of awed by the fact that like the Infinity War trailer was so good.
Yeah.
It's basically a superhero movie in and of itself. Duan Low, I love it, but I wish the ending was darker. Speaking of Thor Ragnarok, I thought Thanos would destroy Asgard.
I have a feeling that in Infinity War we're going to see more darkness in relation to that. Because someone commented, like, there's a scene in the Infinity War trailer where Thor is just like walking over bodies. Was it Thor or Loki?
It's actually neither.
Who was it?
You didn't watch my trailer breakdown.
He doesn't have to be mean about it.
It was one of Thanos' Black Order, Ebony Maw.
That's what it was?
Yep. They tricked you by showing Loki in that scene, but it was actually Ebony Maw. You could tell by the boots versus like the production photos that we've seen of the Black Order so far. What do you smell, Luna? Does it smell good? You having fun?
Look at her face. She's completely covered now. Alright, I am the Game Boy. You love Thor so much. It was the superhero movie that you've always wanted.
There's been a lot of superhero movies lately that I've always wanted, so I'm just in a I've been in a good mood all year.
As David Tennant said, the geeks shall inherit the earth.
Ooh.
And we have.
Instead of the meek, the geek.
The geeks. Alright, next. Fernando Lopez Jr. Thor Ragnarok is the best Marvel movie to date. It is comedic, funny, and awesome. Marvel Studios will live on forever.
We surely hope so.
Mm-hmm. And Tobias Kuhn, you say Thor Ragnarok, it was such a breath of fresh air for the Thor franchise and really funny.
You know, the Thor films, they've always had like a level of comedy to them that's been refreshing for superhero films, but they always kind of like have been more campy than like, or more cheesy than campy, because there's a difference.
Yeah.
I think with Thor Ragnarok they finally got it right with the humor, especially because Taika Waititi has that like Kiwi humor that's just so great.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like just enough.
Yeah.
You know. All right. And Cyrus Miller, Thor Ragnarok, the best villain we've seen so far in the MCU, hella. Thor Ragnarok was also one of the... Oh,
got that. The poop bags.
the poop bags, we need those. So Thor Ragnarok was also one of the funniest Marvel movies and demonstrated Thor's potential and true power. With that being said, the Hulk wasn't pushed to the limit as the plot of the movie didn't have much to do with him. I don't believe MCU will demonstrated the Hulk's true power until Infinity War Part 2. Anyways, Thor was the top 4 best Marvel movies so far. Yeah, and I mean the numbers show it.
Yeah, I like how we have to like quantify like top 4 now. It's not just top 3. Like
Yeah.
the top 3 are kind of locked in until like Avengers Infinity War and Infinity War Part 2. So that'll be fun. Thor Ragnarok is probably my favorite for this year. It's a fun and exciting movie. Spider-Man comes next, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Wonder Woman was great as well, but the ending, not so much. Justice League was also okay. It had pacing issues, and CGI was bad. Yeah, you know, for a movie that's $300 million to make, you'd think they could remove that mustache just a little bit better.
It was painful.
Franklin Jenkins, finally, a great adaptation of who Spider-Man really is. It's as if they plucked Peter Parker out of the comics, threw him into the MCU, and gave him a fancy suit. Good job, Marvel. And you know what? I don't even need the fancy suit Spider-Man. I like the idea that he's able to create his own suit, and it's as good as it needs to be. It doesn't have any special skills or anything, but it was fun playing with that new like Tony Stark suit in Homecoming, and we'll see what the Iron Spider suit can do.
The one that Dakota doesn't like.
I don't like it too much. I think it's kind of...
I like it.
Kind of ugly looking to me, but whatever.
Well, Luna told me you're kind of ugly looking, so...
Luna's wrong. What's wrong, Luna? Hi, girl.
Oh! Luna, can I see?
Yes. While we're here, Lucien, Wonder Woman is hands down my all-time favorite superhero movie. I loved Wonder Woman since I was a kid so much. I now got a Wonder Woman tat as well as a Supergirl tattoo. Okay, well there you go. For me, they had to get this right, and they did. Loved it the same. And on a footnote, same goes for Supergirl TV series. I only have actually seen the pilot for the Supergirl TV series, and that I really enjoyed. You know.
Yeah.
When I had my vlog going, I think I reviewed that like in the 8 range. Like 8 out of 10. So I think we're gonna start heading back because it's a little cold for her. I think her paws are starting to hurt. But let's see if I can read and run at the same time. Thor is my favorite superhero and was the first MCU film I watched. Wait, literally your first film was Thor Ragnarok or like Thor? I'm assuming Thor, but please comment and clarify that. Glorious Geek, I saw this 4 times. I rarely go to the movies. Lol. Well, you certainly went to the movies a lot this year, definitely, if that's the case.
That escalated quickly.
Zachary Hall, this was close between Wonder Woman and Homecoming for me, but I ultimately chose the latter because I was more pleasantly surprised by the fresh take on Spidey. Luna, she's going crazy. She's going nuts. She's having too much fun in the snow. Wonder Woman was getting so much hype by the time I saw it, I had very high expectations. Guardians 2 goes to the junk pile with the first 2 Thor movies for me. Wow, really? A movie not taking itself too seriously is good, but not taking itself seriously at all isn't. Anyone want to buy my solar-powered dancing baby Groot? It wasn't that bad. We actually saw it last night. And one thing that I will say is that Thor Ragnarok had absolutely no heart. Especially with the Odin scene, like you would think that would be more impactful, or the loss of Asgard. But the final act of Guardians, that had a lot of heart.
Yeah.
Like that was very impactful, especially the 2nd or 3rd time watching it, because that was our 3rd time? Yeah.
We actually showed my mom, and she was like, wait, no, this can't be how it ends, right? It's not an actual funeral, right? And we were like, yeah, no, this is how it ends.
LDK in boats? I think that's how we pronounce your name. Yeah. It was between Wonder Woman, Thor Ragnarok, and Spider-Man Homecoming, but I chose Wonder Woman because it was the one that gave me the most feels and grandeur of an old school superhero origin story. And it was probably the most epic of this year. The 8 Gaming, you also chose Wonder Woman. I'm in the minority, but I think Wonder Woman was the best because it was a cross between Thor 1 and Captain America the First Avenger, but more serious and a better ending than the First Avenger, which I liked. And I totally agree with you on the First Avenger bit because in my opinion, that's a movie that's more fun when he doesn't have his superpowers than when he actually does, because it's almost like a montage towards the finish after the fact. And it's very rare for a superhero film to bore me after the the powers actually take effect. But I barely remember the ending of the first Avenger, so I gotta watch that soon.
She's going nuts.
Luna, hey girl.
All right, so Luisa Alejandra, you like that? My Spanish accent?
Can't speak a lick of Spanish, but you got the
But I
accent.
just rolled my R for like one of the first times in my life, I think. I'm impressed with myself. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was so great because we got to see a lot of comic book Easter eggs, like the Watchers interacting with Stan Lee, the creation of Adam Warlock, and even Ego being one of the Celestials. But I had to choose Ragnarok because this is the first Thor movie I actually enjoyed and wanted to see again and again. It was so fun to watch, plus Hela is one of the greatest villains ever. And yes, Cate Blanchett was incredible as Hela.
Yeah.
Someone had said that she was an eye actress, and when you watch that film you totally get what they mean, because all of her acting, like it's all so much expression just with the upper half of her face. It's incredible. And she was very scary but sexy.
Definitely. I would actually, because someone actually said that they were the best MCU villain to date. I don't know about that. Vulture was pretty great.
Yeah, he was
and if
pretty
we're counting all of the MCU, probably Kilgrave or
if we're
Kingpin.
if we're counting the shows, then Kilgrave's my favorite, because
Yeah.
I'm in love with David Tennant. I'm so sorry.
Even though he
for
was the scariest thing ever.
that. And Shane Can't Stop. We have got so many mistakes in the Spider-Man film, so to finally get a Spider-Man film in the MCU with a great cast, great villain, and great story was perfect. Second is Logan, then Thor Ragnarok, then Wonder Woman, then Guardians of the Galaxy 2, then Justice League. Pretty fair assessment. Alright, Dakota, what's your favorite?
Oh, it's tough, man. I feel like we should do our own video of like
Ooh.
our top 6 superhero films for the year.
I
Just for
feel
you
like we
guys.
have differing lists.
I know, which will be a little more interesting to like balance across. So we'll leave that for another time. But thank you guys so much for all of your comments. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. And Luna had a blast, and
Luna's
that's what counts.
Still having a blast. And she's actually going to go visit her other puppy friend now. named
Yeah.
Koa. So, see you guys later.
Bye, guys.